Hello YouTube, it's Sean from the Pompey Games Room, back with another video. It's been something like 3 months since I last recorded a face-to-face sort of camera video. Yeah, you would think I would have a lot of pickups to show you, but unfortunately I don't. So unfortunately I've only got the, let's say about 7 or /8 things to show you, but they vary in genres and systems, so hopefully there's enough here to keep you guys interested. So let's get straight on with it. And like I said, there's not an awful lot. I know it's been an awful long time since I done one of these videos, but basically I'm just picking and choosing what games I want to get now. And you'll notice the shelves behind me, especially this shelf here, is a lot thinner than it was. Basically I've gone through my collection because I've got the systems now that I wanted to get, which is linked in the video that I'll pop here at the tail end for my collection. Basically I just want to pick up the games that interest me for those systems. I'm pretty happy with my systems now. I'm definitely set in the way of what systems I'm collecting for and what systems I'm not, so I've moved on an awful lot of games really. This shelf here behind me is my Megadrive shelf, and there will be a little bit here as well. But I've moved on a lot of games that I'm not even going to play or things like that, so I'm just going to work my way through the games that I wanted to start this YouTube channel for, and obviously my collection for. So it's pretty cool, to be honest, to be able to sort of just clear things out and also free up a bit of cash on your collection to just reinvest in other systems that you want to purchase games for. So anyway, let's start off with the purchase. Should we do first? I've also got a donation from this guy as well. His channel is longrodvonhugendon, and he's another South gamer, shall we say. He collects for primarily PS1 now. Really nice guy. I meet him, I would say, probably about once a month. I try to. I'm really bad at getting back to him with meeting updates and stuff. It's really just doing my lunch hour and stuff. That's when I've got an hour free. Yeah, it's actually pretty good to meet up with him because someone pretty close as well. I've been meeting up with him probably off and on now for about 2 years. Really nice guy. But let's get down to it. Check his channel out, guys, as we always say. But really good guy. And obviously, if you like your PS1, he's definitely up there. He's got a great collection. Just redone his game room as well, which looks pretty cool. So I'll do the deal that he gave me, and you guys will understand. You know, really nice guy to deal with. Not out to rip people off at all. I would say probably these 2 titles here across the N64 and Megadrive probably would have set me back about, I would say, at least what I paid for the 2 of them each. So let's start off with, let's save the Megadrive one because obviously it's the main focus on my collection. So the first game he gave me, which is still in its cling film wrap, he takes real good care of his games, and yeah, I mean this thing looks spotless as well. So and that game is a classic for the N64 in Yoshi's Story. Now I'm yet to play this game, to be honest, hence it was still in its wrap. Yoshi's Story for the N64, released at the tail end of the N64's life, I believe, but it was a platformer just using Yoshi really. You had to go around with the eggs, Yoshi eggs and things like that, through lots of different levels. It was quite well received, this game, from memory. Like I said, I've never actually played it, but I do remember one of my friends, Dan, when I was in school having this game, and it was pretty cool. I watched him play it a handful of times, I'd say. Sort of got the basis of the game, and I'm really looking forward to try this out. But obviously there will be footage here, so I would have played it for this footage, but I'm really looking forward to throwing this on. Not really much I can say about it, because like I said, I haven't really played it, but yeah, I mean, the gameplay to the side here will show you how good I was at it. Probably pretty poor. So but anyway, Yoshi's Story into collection. Probably look to get a box for it down the line or something, because it's in pretty good condition, even on the back as well. So, you know, some little scuffs on the label, but you know, absolutely brilliant. I couldn't thank him enough for that. So let's pop that down there, because I'm going to recover it again. Now this game here is, I've spoken about it before for the Mega Drive, but one of my best friends, Rob, who I'm toying with getting involved in a First Thoughts video for this game. It is basically, I'm going to record the First Thoughts for it after this video. I have played this game, and it's a bit of a legendary title in myself and Rob's gaming history, because we used to play a lot of our Mega Drive stuff together. So if you haven't checked out that video, it'll be here, and the gameplay here is obviously from the First Thoughts video I'm going to be doing. So. And that game is the legendary and callously named Risky Woods. So Risky Woods for the Mega Drive. It's by EA Sports. It's a platformer, but yeah, by the name of Risky Woods, you would expect it to be a really sort of a cheesy title, and that it is. It really lives up to a cheesy platform title. Now, like I said, I'm covering this on a First Sports video, which I'm going to record after this. It's a game that I have played before, but it's also such a legendary game that I didn't really just want to cover it in a games review. I think, you know, I've got to play it and also, you know, try and get Rob in on it and see if he can relay some of the tales of how he obtained this game, and also the I think it was actually sold to him by the guy selling it to us in Ross Records, but it's in fantastic condition, and it is one of those games to me that whenever I see it, it just conjures up memories of childhood and you know, just the things you do as a kid, you know, cycling all the way, about sort of a 10-mile round trip, sorry, 10 mile each way just to go and get a Megadrive game. Sort of a commitment you had as a kid because you can drive, and obviously a bus cost you money. So we would often head to our local Ross Records store, which the closest one to us was in a place called Waterlooville. There was also one in Portsmouth, but it was about a sort of 10-mile trek on a bike, I'd say, each way. Probably really over exaggerating that, but it felt like that. But we cycled all the way to get it, and it was just pants. But Risky Woods, to me, is a staple in my collection, and I tell you what, I couldn't believe I managed to get it in. I have changed the case out since it's come in, because the case it came in had a little rip here, but everything from the artwork and stuff and the manual just, you know, just looks fantastic. Really happy to have this in the collection, guys, and you know, there's no scuffs on the case at all or anything now, so yeah, really happy to have this in. And yeah, check out the gameplay here, but also I do encourage you to go check out my First Sports video, because I'm really happy to actually be covering this on my channel. And like I said, obviously it's not the first time I'm playing this game, but I thought it warranted a sort of funny little video to the side, rather than, you know, just recording my thoughts of playing it, really, rather than just playing a review and you just hear about the basics of the game and release dates and so on. So anyway, really looking forward to recording that one now, actually, straight after this. So yeah, so the next games were actually donated to me by longrodvonhugendon as well, so really happy to get these in the collection. One of which I've never actually played, the other two I've played fleetingly, I'd say. Let's start off with the one I've never played, and probably one I should record a First Sports for, but I don't know if I'm going to get round to it, and falling out of its case holding. But that game is Marco's Magic Football. Very childish game, but I quite liked Domart back in the day. They made the Formula 1 game that I really liked. Domart there, game tag. They made the Formula 1 game that I really enjoyed playing back in the day. So it looks pretty colourful. I also remember this being featured on Games Master when I was a kid, and it looked pretty interesting. And the funny thing is, I was saying about Ross Records, wasn't I? There's some Ross Records price stickers on the side here. You couldn't have lined that up better, just in case you can't see it. But you can't even see that there. Yeah, I'll pop a picture into the side. But Ross Records, legendary games seller around. Actually, I think this one's Ross Records. Yeah, that one's Ross Records as well. Small world. Yeah, legendary game store around the south when I was a kid. There's just tons of kids there on their bikes and leaving them outside getting pinched and stuff around Portsmouth when you were looking at Mega Drive games. So yeah, Marco's Magic Football, donated to me by longrodvonhugendon. Now the case is actually in a little bit of a bad shape inside, but it does hold things in, but with the aid of holding it in place yourself. Yeah, fully boxed, looks interesting. It's a platformer. Obviously your weapon of choice is a football, and you just have to kick it at opponents and enemies and stuff, but it looks fairly well detailed, the game, and who knows, maybe there will be a First Sports of it down the line, so I've got to try it out somewhere, and who knows, that day may be soon. But Marco's Magic Football into the collection for nothing, donated by longrodvonhugendon. The next one as well, I've never actually managed to get this game in with a manual, and it's usually in bad condition. This one's not in that bad a condition, to be honest, and I've had this before, but funnily enough, along with the other game that I'm going to show you after this, they were both moving casualties, in which I lost them, along with Bart versus the Space Mutant. I always say that. Bart's Nightmare, the one I've done a First Sports video on. I lost 3 games during my move. I've probably lost more, but I just haven't gotten around to finding them yet. So, but anyway, that game is Bubsy 2. Now, like I said, I often get this game into my collection, and it's either got no manual, which it says on the side there, or it's just in absolutely awful condition. And this one's not too bad, to be honest. I will try and add the manual to this, because I've got Bubsy 1 up behind me. And yeah, I mean the Bubsy games, everyone's played the Bubsy games. Everyone's played it. I mean it was on the SNES, it was also on the Mega Drive. Very good games for the time. It's also owner, I think, of one of the worst ever 3D conversion games. I think it was released for the N64 and the PlayStation 1 from memory. And apparently it's just awful. Camera angles are awful. And yeah, just everything really. The gameplay's awful, and you know. But that's the way it was with early games, I suppose, early 3D games, wasn't it? So yeah, Bubsy 2 into the collection, and yeah, we'll be playing this again. Got fond memories of playing this with my brothers when I was a kid, and yeah, this was a pretty pricey game when it came out as well, because Bubsy 1 was such a hit. Bubsy 2 obviously was ramped up in price, really. So yeah, very happy to get that in for free. And the last one, which completes my trilogy of this game title, is Mortal Kombat. So I've now got all of the Mortal Kombat games on the Mega Drive, which is 4 in total, with Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, and then Ultimate Mortal Kombat. I think that's all of them. I'm pretty sure there's 4 of them. I've got them all in now. The only thing is I've still got to look for a manual for this. But actually, a callous cut here. Wait there. You know what? Perfect. Now, this is the one that was donated to me by longrodvonhugendon with the cash converter sticker on the back. No manual. The other day, I found this in a charity shop, and it's in a lot better condition. So I'll swap the cases out because this one was donated to me for free. Good faith, obviously, from longrodvonhugendon, donated. I'm not just going to sell it on. And I've got a perfectly good version here of Mortal Kombat. So if anyone wants to do a deal for it, let me know. Get in touch and we'll sort something out. This one here is fully boxed, but I will be pinching the manual out of it for my collection. So yeah, so there is a perfectly good copy of Mortal Kombat here. If anyone wants it, just private message me and we'll try and sort a deal out. I mean, to be honest, yeah, I'm not after much for my collection, so if someone wants to cover the postage, let me know and I'll send it out to you. So yeah, I've been donated a copy of Mortal Kombat, said copy here, but I will be pinching manual out of this one here and popping it into this one here. Very confusing. I just hope you're not watching this after a heavy night before, because that would be pretty difficult to get your head around that. So, Mortal Kombat into the collection, I'm just going to say complete. You don't need to know about that. So, the extra copy. So, Mortal Kombat into the collection. Contact me if interested, guys, for a loose copy of Mortal Kombat with box copy with no manual. So, massive thanks to longrodvonhugendon for that. Absolutely brilliant trade and purchasing as well. Now, I know what you're going to say, Sean, you haven't covered how much these two games cost you. Okay, so I've seen this one go unboxed for 20 quid, excess of 20 quid, easily. It's one of those games, so one of the reasons why I haven't bought it, because it just goes for funny money, stupid money, funny money, same thing. So one of the reasons I haven't really bought it, to be honest, because it just goes too much. It's very unpredictable as well. Some months it will go for a good amount, and some months it will go for if you missed out on it, it will go for sort of between 13 to 18 quid, and usually it sticks around the £20 mark. This game here can often go for about 12 to 14 pounds. I've seen. I've been outbid on it at 11 quid before, because postage is like a good 4 quid on top. So before you know it, you're paying 15 quid for a Mega Drive title again. And yeah, so longrodvonhugendon done me a great deal on these two games here. I think he done it for 15 quid, but I also seem to recall I gave him some PlayStation games. I will actually link a video. My videos are full of links at the moment, but you don't have to click them. Just leave them if they do disappear after a few seconds. Basically, check his video out, because I did send them some PlayStation 1 games and I think he knocked some money off. I think I just gave him 10 quid in the end. So, I mean, 10 quid for 2 games. I'm not complaining, so really happy. So, but do check his channel out, guys, because it's always good to share a sub. You know, just send it over, and you know, you will like his stuff. I mean, if you like watching my stuff, I like watching his stuff. So it's sort of, you know, we're into the same thing, really. Just go over there and check out one of his videos, and you won't be disappointed. So I said earlier about that charity shop that I found. I found Mortal Kombat in. I also found another game, and it's a classic from my childhood. It's a very nostalgic game for me. A game that I remember playing with my younger brother Ed, and also one of our friends who lived down the road, called Martin Upton. Yeah, that game is an absolute classic of a title. In my view, it's common as hell, and it's nothing special for anyone else, but that is LMA Manager for 50 pence. Yeah, I often go in the charity shops around Emsworth just as and when really I get a chance in my lunch breaks, and managed to find this. It's fully boxed, in pretty good condition to be honest, but I loved LMA Manager back in the day. I was a big Premier Manager fan, and this game here just took management games on the PlayStation 1 to a totally different level, in that you could build stadiums, you had highlight shows after games, and it was easier to understand as well, because you had, like, instead of ratings like 80% or 90% out of 100 for shooting or running, you had a bar, like a meter bar, and it was a lot easier just to look at the bar and see how high they were. You could also compare them next to other players that you had, and you could do things like you could build like training pitches and really go to town on your selections for games, and it was a brilliant game in my view, really detailed for the PlayStation 1. And the best thing was, you could give, like, at the time, say Carlisle United, who were heavily in debt when you started off this game, I'm sure, or Cardiff City, right at the bottom of the league, you could give them like the San Siro stadium and have like 4,000 people turn up in a 98,000 seater stadium. It was brilliant, really good game. You also used to be able to name your stadiums whatever you wanted, so if you had done a particularly good job, it was your name is a legend or something, So no, brilliant game, and it was also rated really well there. I know it's obviously very biased on the front, but PlayStation Power 93%, 9 out of 10, official PlayStation magazine, so which wasn't really that biased to any which supplier. This was by Codemasters, and it was 5 out of 5 by Arcade Magazine. Also, I've just noticed that this is the version. This is actually the second version of the first title, if that makes sense, because it's got the 99-2000 season stats, which I also believe was the transfer updates, basically. So players have moved between the first version of this game coming out and the second version. It was all included on this updated version, really. So yeah, really happy to get this in. Brilliant nostalgic memories playing this game. I've actually already recorded a bit of footage for this because I had to throw it on literally as soon as I got it. So really happy to have it, guys. LMA Manager for 50 pence into the collection. Also, Mortal Kombat was £1.50, so I actually just gave them £4 in the end because I had £2 coins. So I just said just keep the change because that's the sort of guy I am. So. Okay, sorry about that. I just realised that the game wasn't actually in its case. I'm going to show you next. So the next game I purchased, funnily enough I couldn't even find it either. It's probably in my Vita, which is actually in my laptop bag, which is downstairs, and I'm not going to brave the stairs this late in the video. So the next game I purchased for the Vita, funnily enough, and it's a game I've been holding off on getting for a little while. Now, people are going to think I'm very stingy about prices because I hold out a lot, but to be honest, I don't want to overstretch myself for games that I'm fleetingly going to play. Although saying that, I've played this an awful lot since I picked it up during my lunch hours and so on, and I managed to get it for quite a good price, to be honest. I'm pretty happy with it. It seems to sell for sort of 20 to 25 quid on eBay second hand, and obviously I've got a bit of a warranty with this because it's from a store, so I felt a bit happy I wasn't paying postage either. And that game is very boring and very generic football, but it's Football Manager handheld, the Vita version. It's actually called Classic now. On the PSP, I believe it was Football Manager handheld, something like that. But anyway, yeah, so Football Manager Classic, I've actually recorded a review on this already, and I'll tell you what, it's I'm not going to go on too much about it because I've covered an awful lot in it, but it cost me £22, as you can see. It's pre-owned. Also comes with a manual. Not many Vita games do, but it's a pretty thick manual as well. There's a lot of reading there, and it's very playable. That's all I'm going to say. It does get a tad annoying because it's a big game, obviously condensed onto like an SD card, effectively. But you get what you pay for. It's a great management game you can play on the go, basically. So really happy with it. But look out for a video coming in the future weeks, guys, for this game here, because it's definitely one to look out for if you're into management games. You can also cross-save as well. So if you've got Football Manager 14, I believe it will be. This is 14, yeah, 2014, sorry, I have to check there. So you can also cross-save it. So basically you cross it. It has to be a classic version of the game that you start on your PC, but you can cross-save it. Have read on the forums there's a lot of problems with it, a little bit of a bug, but there is a patch you can download and sort that out. So Anyway guys, yeah, so keep an eye out for Football Manager 2014 review video. I'm sure it's going to be quite long, but if you like the Eastside Hockey Manager review video I did, and also the FIFA Manager video, you're going to love it, because it's a great game and it's really, really good to sort of just look at really and play, because it's very self-explanatory. You know, it's not as in-depth as the PC version, and without knowing it I'm already going into review, so I'm just going to stop now. So anyway guys, that's my pickups video. Been long overdue, like I said. I'm glad I finally managed to be able to record it. It's taken a long time. Life's good, you know, sort of. It's just rolling on towards Christmas now, which I cannot wait for. Also Halloween as well is coming up, so we're going to get lots of little kids obviously coming to the door. Not too sure, obviously it's the first time I've been in my own house for a Halloween, so sort of a bit not on edge, but just want to see how it goes. You know, if you get a lot of people coming to the door, sort of 16-year-old kids, trick or treat, you know. I'm okay with sort of under 10s and stuff coming dressed up in costumes, but when it's kids that want to get the money just to go off down the local spa down the road just to buy some cigarettes and some alcohol, I have a big problem with it. So obviously we won't be answering to all the certain people, but we'll see how that goes. Also, any of you guys have funny stories from trick-or-treaters coming to your door, just post below. I'm sure there's going to be some belters out there. But anyway guys, until I see you again, please feel free to comment, rate and subscribe. It's been great to find time to record this video for you, and also to catch up with you. So take care, I'll see you all again soon. Thanks for watching, bye.